Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode. Hexter's here, and today we will be covering the new insect glaive from the behemoth known as the true Gae Bolg. Now, I have done two different variations for this build, a red and blue version, since I know there are plenty of players out there who do not have some of the gear currently available for both sets. So I will be showcasing both armor sets, but the run I will be doing will be for the blue set, since that set is slightly weaker of the two. Now, I will say the new armor is ridiculously powerful, but more importantly, it finally gives Glaives enough of a benefit to play airborne. But let's go ahead and take a look at the gear. Now, we have the Rasselhelm Beta, Draken chest, gloves, and waist, Star-Lord leggings, and an attack 3 charm. Now, after jewel socketing, the skills we'll have are the Soul of the Dragoon, will increase your elemental damage for our jumping attacks. This is courtesy of the new set. Rathalos Mastery for that more elemental damage when landing critical hits. Critical I6 for another 25% affinity. Then we have Attack Boost 4 for another 12 attack and 5% affinity. Next we have Dragon Attack 3 to bring the weapon's elemental cap to 390. Critical Boost 3 to increase our critical damage from 25% to 40%. Weakness Exploit 3 for another 50% affinity to weak points. Power Prolonger 1 for the additional 10% Kinsect duration. Airborne to increase raw damage of our jump attacks by 10%. And finally, Protected Polish for the 1 minute of protected sharpness. But let's go ahead and take a look at the jewels we socketed to achieve these stats. Alright, so we have a Flight jewel in the Glaive. 2 Dragon Jewels in the helm and 1 in the chest, 2 Tenderizer Jewels in the gloves and 1 in the waist, and a Sharp Jewel in the legs. Now, before we get to the fight, let's go ahead and just show the red version of this build for the many players out there who do not have the Star-Lord set available. Alright, so the set consists of a fairly similar setup. You will end up sacrificing 10% affinity overall, but you will gain a bonus of 9 attack. The gear we'll use is the Rathalos Helm Mail and the Helm, the Valhazat Gamma Braces, the Draken Waist and Legs, and an Attack 3 charm. And the jewels we socket are going to be the Flight Jewel in the Glaive, 2 Expert Jewels in the Helm and Chest, 2 Critical Jewels in the Gloves, a Sharp Jewel in the Waist, and a Tenderizer Jewel in the Legs. But let's go ahead and showcase this set against a tempered Nergigante. Okay, so I just wanted to start off here with the usual buffs. Now I want to say that this, as a Glaive main, this set did not disappoint. And I'm glad they finally decided to buff aerial attacks and elemental attacks in one fell swoop with this bonus. And since this is an aerial elemental build, I am going to try to focus on aerial attacks for the majority of this fight to give you an idea of, damage-wise, how this will function. One of the greatest benefits of being airborne is its maneuverability and the ability to dodge a myriad of attacks. Other monsters with ground slams are completely negated. Oftentimes you can vault right over a majority of many attacks from a lot of different monsters. Now, I'm sure you noticed that I did not take any augments on the weapon for the showcase. I wanted to show here that really you can use any augment that you want. Just really pick whatever suits your playstyle best. More than likely, I'm actually going to be throwing on an attack augment to utilize that crit boost with the 100% affinity. Being airborne, I don't really feel like I need to have the life regen on this Glaive, since the build really does focus around that airborne tactic and that ability to dodge things. Now, one thing I do want to mention, since we are playing airborne, stamina management is extremely important, especially with mounting. You don't want to mount a monster with minimal stamina, so I do recommend you just keep an eye on what you're doing. Just because it is an airborne build does not mean you cannot do ground attacks. Really, you should always be doing, you know, a healthy balance between the two. It's always recommended to do that just for better stamina management. Use your triangle attack or whatever your attack is if you're on the Xbox. or PC now, I guess. Bring yourself down if your stamina looks like it's getting a little low. And just get off some ground attacks while that stamina gets back up. But if you're looking at that damage, that's really nice. Let's go back up. Just go ahead and recollect some of the buffs here. I also have to say, I love the animation of this glaive. You know, the marker is that that blue thing that flies out. It looks really cool. Not to mention when you vault, you get this nice, cool blue animation. It looks really slick. Now you may notice here, instead of stabbing, I like to jump back and forth with the glaive. You end up doing more damage, and in my opinion, it's a lot more helpful. Again, you've got to watch for stamina when you're doing this, though. Just because if you're not prepared for it, you could end up falling off and screwing it up more. But again, that just comes with the, you know, playing it safe. Make sure you're just watching that stamina bar and make your calls appropriate. Oh, alright, he's already limping. We're going to go ahead and just mark him again real quick. Keep that airborne going. And dead. Alright, what was the time on that? Alright, 4 minutes and 5 seconds, guys. I want to thank you all for taking the time to watch the video. If you did enjoy the content, please like and subscribe. Also, if you would like to know what videos are due to be released, there is a schedule in the description link just below, so go ahead and check that out. Also, if you would like to see a particular build or weapon, feel free to leave a request in the comments section below. And as always, happy hunting!